Hello again, partners. Here we are at report number 67. We didn't have an honoree last week as we were thinking about our writer-researcher, Dennis Daly, who had been with a heart attack and was just now following the doctor's orders and recovering fine. Everyone has sent such good feedback about our honoree a few weeks ago, General Jimmy Doolittle. And Dennis's selection this week sort of parallels Jimmy Doolittle. Only Doolittle's plane fell in a Chinese rice paddy, you'll remember, while our honoree this week went down in the Pacific Ocean. Okay, let's pick it up right now. The truly odd thing about this week's honoree is that even though his name will be forever linked with speed, Eddie Rickenbacker is being remembered for a very quiet personal thing he did. For those of you who are too young to remember his name, here is a refresher course before I tell you the rest of the story. Eddie Rickenbacker was a pilot and a hero during World War I who became an ace and was presented with the Medal of Honor. On a secret mission, he crashed in 1942 in the Pacific Ocean. Ironically, he was not the pilot, or the accident might not have happened. Rickenbacker was a passenger on a 4-engine B-17 bomber when it suddenly went off course and ran out of fuel at sea. Rickenbacker and his men would have starved if a lonely seagull had not flown down one day and landed right on his hat. What's even more amazing is that the seagull allowed itself to be captured and its meat saved the lives of the men there. Rickenbacker went on to become a race car driver, an aviation consultant, and an airline executive. Rickenbacker co-founded Eastern Airlines. In January of 1934, Rickenbacker began his term as general manager for Eastern Airlines and later served also as the company's president. Now, partners, here is the payoff. In spite of all of his fame, in spite of all of his money, Eddie Rickenbacker never forgot what meant the most to him, and that was when that lonely seagull who came down on the raft he was sitting on landed on his head, and then let Rickenbacker catch him and kill him so he and his men could eat the meat and not starve. Every time Eddie Rickenbacker would spend the night in the city with a dock and a pier, he would go strolling along the beach. In his hand would be a bucket of shrimp. He would then walk to the end of the pier, where it seemed he almost had the world to himself. The glow of the sun was a golden bronze now. He's the only one left. He stands there, this man of wealth and tradition, throwing shrimp to the seagulls. Soon thousands of seagulls descended upon the dock area. "Thank you, guys," he says with tears in his eyes. "You saved my life so many years ago." In the distance, a young couple paused to look at him. An elderly man with a bucket full of shrimp, standing there crying. They try hard to hear what he's saying over the honking of the seagulls. One says to the other, I think I heard him say thank you. What an odd old man he must be. But partners, we know better, for we know the rest of the story. And friends, there is a moral here. The moral is we need to say thank you even with a bucket of shrimp. And so the seagull's best friend comes to an end. Oh, Dennis, what a beautiful, beautiful story. I repeat it, I've said so many times before, God works in mysterious ways. Thank you. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Okay, partners, you know the drill. Look up there to those three boxes at the farthest over there at the top. It has that red X. It's the one we always click on. Do it this time. Click on nothing else. You'll magically be whisked away back to the report page for the rest of this week's comments. My special thanks again to all of you partners who've been so helpful with your tax-free contributions to this little foundation listed below. Since Christmas has been here, many of you have sent special checks in to help us for this coming year of 2019. Be sure and call the teachers and principals of the schools in your area and ask them to contact me about coming to their history and civic classes to tell my versions of special stories about America, which they no longer teach today. I love getting hugs from the students. We always hold hands in a circle, closing our sessions with prayer for one another and our leaders in Washington. God bless you. God bless America. Oh, He's blessed us so much. So much. I love you. Go get 'em, Tigers!